Hello and welcome. My name is Given Illustrative and this is Millennial Pillars right here on the I Am Youth Movement YouTube channel. Now today I want to have a bit of an interesting conversation with you, and it's the discussion on social distancing. Not about social distancing in itself. I think I've been a bit concerned about how far will we take this whole idea of social distancing, right? So think about this. We as the human race we've come to a place, especially us who live in urban areas, right? We've come to a point where, because of the existence of social media and other platforms that allow us to stream content online, we've become very distant, right? In the sense that we don't socialize, therefore social distancing. So that's actually something that has existed even before COVID-19. So I'm a bit concerned about whether we will be able to discern that now is the time to actually stop social distancing and actually begin making an effort to developing and growing and grooming the relationships that are most important in our lives. Because this is actually even the relationships that are not even that important, because we've become very negligent and ignorant people, right? You can have someone sitting right next to you on a train or on a taxi or even on an Uber or Bolt drive, and you don't bother having a conversation with them. Now, I'm going to share with you a story that, honestly speaking, it touches me to this day, and it's something that happened to me. I was on a taxi traveling all the way from Mpumalanga to Gauteng, and I sat on a taxi in Witbank next to this girl, a random girl. I didn't know who she is, and her and I started having a conversation, and we started talking about our interests because she was reading a book by Robert Kiyosaki titled Rich Brother, Poor Sister. So we start talking about all these interesting stuff that we do, and books that we like and books that we read, and I tell her about the fact that I'm not a person who reads for leisure, but I enjoy reading nonetheless when I do, and the specific books that I do read. So eventually our conversation leads to a place where she decided the book that she had just bought, she enjoyed the conversation so much that she decided to gift me that book. Now, this is something, and the taxi hadn't even left yet. We were just waiting for it to fill up. And that's something that I found to be very profound. She was a stranger we'd never met before. We both met on a random taxi with other people surrounding us. And in that bit of time, probably about an hour, if not just over an hour, because it took a bit of a while for the taxi to fill up on that day. So as a result, for that bit of time, we got to know each other to such an extent that she decided she knows me well enough to gift me with something. Now, we know us as people, we don't gift people things, right? Unless it's charity, unless you know a person, right? If you don't know a person, it's more like charity, like here you go. But to give them a gift of something that you had bought for yourself. Now, she hadn't even read the book. My whole point in this is this, right? There is power in getting to meet and getting to know people that are strangers in a certain context or in a certain situation. Whether you're on a train, taxi, or even if you're taking a walk or even waiting for your food at a restaurant. So it is very important for me to encourage you that even though right now we have to practice social distancing, don't let this be a lifelong commitment. Don't let this be your infinite game, right? Everywhere you go, you try to keep yourself as far away from people as possible. Remember that social distancing, there's a reason why it has that word social within it. Because while you're distancing yourself for the sake of not infecting or being infected by others, or having the virus go viral, while you're doing that, you still have to be social, right? You still have to do the online social media videos and contacting and speaking with people and getting to find out how people are doing. And if you're at a restaurant, you're keeping your 1 meter distance, it's not illegal to say, hey, how are you? Where are you from? Are you saved? Do you know Jesus? Etc. But maintain the distance nonetheless. With that said, my name is Given Illustrative. This is Millennial Pillars. And if you have any questions, and if there's anything I might have said that's unclear and that you feel like is misleading, please hit us up on the comment section so that to give me the opportunity to explain myself. With that said, catch you next week. Peace out.